Well, this is gonna be a short clip, but it's gonna be the last of the grinding for a while, and hopefully the last bit of outright grinding in the entire game before the Elite Four. But maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part. Well, at the very least, with that kind of experience gain, it can't take all that long. But then again, they don't give us any kind of experience bar to tell just how far along you are leveling up in this game. You either have to go all the way to the status screen to check, or you just guess how long it's gonna take. Granted, I probably should go to the status screen on occasion just for the sheer sake of seeing just what each of our Pokemon's strengths really are. I know that Neo is a special attack and defense monster in this game, and doesn't have much for physical defense, but that's just from sheer memorization of what other people playing Pokemon games have said about their own Kadabras. Again, though, that doesn't feel like it means all that much to me, since it's not like we can check the stats of the enemy Pokemon before we make any strikes to know, okay, our special attack's gonna actually do much to this guy. Sure, it's fairly easy to guess that a physical tank of a Pokemon is going to be a bit more fragile against special attacks, hence why using Flamethrower on a rock type isn't an especially stupid move. Still, would have liked to see some on-screen things that tell me how accurate and effective these moves we've got are on each individual Pokemon we run into. And unlike the experience bar, I don't think they ever added that in. Oh, come on! Stop with the whirlwinds and roars! Just let Garm get experience without being pushed out of the fights! He's only got so many bites left in him at the moment. And we've made it to level 26. Part of me thinks I should have just been satisfied with that, but the other wants to get to at least 27 before getting back on the road. Not that we're not on the road, the grass is on the same route as this next batch of trainers. Still, looking forward to making some progress and getting to the new town. Of course, I'm also looking forward to getting to the second generation before we're even halfway through this first one. And to make things just that little bit more awkward, I seem to keep stalling out on the second generation recording when I managed to do the first generation in one massive swoop. It was a rather tiring swoop, since I played through both Red and Blue, then did all the Pokemon Stadium segments using some scattered save file copies of the Red and Blue teams, and transferred those teams at various points so I could have multiple different points we could use the two teams for Stadium. Whereas I keep stopping the Pokemon Crystal recording to do other games. It doesn't feel like a case of me getting tired of Pokemon for a while, just that for some strange reason the second generation didn't seem to hold my attention the same way the first one did. And I am absolutely baffled by that, especially with the sheer number of things I've been bitching about in the first generation of Pokemon, while the second generation did go around to deal with some of those things I'm bitching about. Not all of them, but still enough to be a pleasant relief. But I seem to be cutting myself off in the recording of Crystal after each gym. Beat a gym, record something else to completion, then get back to Crystal until we reach the next gym. It's just something that struck me as odd. Why was I able to record the first generation in one big gulp, but the second generation, which I am only doing one game for instead of two, seems to be harder for me to digest. Is it just my annoyance at the in-game clock matching the real world to a degree, forcing me to find times during the day or night to get it done? Well, with the first generation, I could just sit down anytime I wanted, with no impact on the game world whatsoever. Because I'm pretty sure when I get to the third generation with Emerald, that isn't going to be a problem, because the clock didn't actually affect anything other than when berries grow back then. Though I'm pretty sure only the first and third generations don't have the clock determine the lighting and various other things, like when you can catch some Pokemon. Yeah, I should probably stop worrying about my recording of the next generation and keep working on this one. We'll get to Johto when we get to it. Again, pretty annoying that we've got two Pokemon in this patch of grass that just randomly decide to push us away from the fight, when the only reason we're still here is to grind out more levels. Especially since there's no way to prevent Whirlwind or Roar from working. I'm actually kind of surprised that Garm hasn't managed to get himself poisoned at any point here, since Ekans certainly has the ability to inconvenience us like that. And of course, the moment I mentioned it, I get poisoned. I swear, even though I work on the commentary of these clips long after the actual game has been recorded, that was not planned out that way. I just set up the footage in my video editor, making sure to be under half an hour long, then write the script as I go through the footage, then find the time to read out the script and put the audio files into the clip. It's a bit of a time-consuming process, and I certainly do appreciate the gift to myself that this particular clip is under 10 minutes long. So yeah, I didn't plan on getting poisoned just after mentioning it. I found it surprising we hadn't been poisoned yet. I just saw an Ekans in the footage using Sting, Poison Sting that is, figured it was something else to talk about for a moment, and then the next moment, we're poisoned by a completely different Ekans in the same field of grass. Along those same lines, we don't see Pokemon flinching all that much here, oddly enough, even though Garm has been constantly biting these bastards. Oh well, that should do it for the grinding here. Next time, we're back on the road.